Sometimes there are details surrounding a true crime case that makes a senseless crime even more shocking. In this particular case, that would be the fact that the brutal murder of a 13-year-old girl was committed by one of her peers, a boy who was only 14-year-old. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy, and I typically discuss things that are strange, mysterious, and creepy. If that interests you, then please subscribe or follow me. If you enjoy this video, hit the like button, leave me a comment, or share this video with a friend. That really helps out a small channel like mine. Okay, now let's get back to the story. This is a story that begins in a quiet neighborhood in Florida and ends with the tragic death of a bright and talented young girl named Trystan Bailey. The community, known for its calm, family-friendly atmosphere, was shattered by a crime that would bring them face to face with unspeakable horror. The story centers around two teens, Trystan, a popular cheerleader with a promising future, and Aiden Fucci, her classmate, whose disturbing actions would lead to a heinous murder and a crime that seemed pulled straight from a nightmare. So what drove Aiden Fucci to do the unthinkable? And how did authorities piece together the chilling puzzle of what happened that night? Buckle in, because this case is a deep dive into a story of friendship, deception, and the disturbing events leading to a tragedy no one saw coming. Trystan Bailey was a 13-year-old 8th grader attending Patriot Oaks Academy in St. Johns County, Florida. Trystan was well-liked. Her friends described her as bubbly, compassionate, and energetic, the kind of person who could make everyone smile. She was passionate about cheerleading, and for her it wasn't just an activity, it was a way of life. Trystan's family and friends knew her as someone driven, who practiced cheer routines constantly and loved helping others. To her family, she was a bright light. Trystan had big dreams and an unbreakable spirit. Her future was limitless. But what no one could have anticipated was that her life would intersect with someone who had a much darker path, someone who would see her future and take it away in one brutal act. Aiden Fucci was a classmate of Trystan's, also attending Patriot Oaks Academy, but his life was markedly different from Trystan's. While Trystan was known for her optimism, Aiden had a reputation for something darker. Friends and classmates recalled him as a kid who often talked about violence, even fantasizing about murder and death. To some, he was a bit of a loner, someone who seemed to be battling inner demons. He had a fascination with dark and twisted themes, sometimes drawing disturbing images in his school notebooks. In the months leading up to the tragic event, several people began noticing odd behavior. Aiden would talk openly about wanting to kill someone just for the thrill, but his comments were brushed off as typical teenage edginess. After all, it's easy to dismiss these things as just talk, right? Unfortunately, this was much more than just teenage angst. It was the night of May 8th, 2021. Trystan was out with friends enjoying a typical Saturday night. According to reports, Aiden was also out that night and had been texting and messaging friends. At some point in the evening, he arranged to meet up with Trystan. Now, the details of how and why they met are murky, but surveillance footage later showed the two walking together in the early hours of May 9th. The footage captured them heading toward a wooded area near their neighborhood. This would be the last time anyone would see Trystan alive. By the morning of May 9th, Trystan's family reported her missing after she didn't return home. Friends and family immediately organized a search, combing through the neighborhood, local parks, and surrounding woods. As hours passed, everyone grew more desperate. Then, in the early afternoon, a chilling discovery was made. A neighbor found Trystan's body in a wooded area near a retention pond. She had been brutally attacked, stabbed 114 times. This wasn't a crime of passion. It was something far darker. It was vicious, calculated, and horrifying. The search for a missing girl had ended, and the hunt for her killer had begun. The police quickly zeroed in on Fucci. His erratic behavior, fascination with violence, and connection to Trystan made him an immediate suspect. Investigators pulled surveillance footage from homes around the neighborhood, piecing together the timeline from that night. Aiden was seen walking with Trystan toward the woods, but he was later captured on footage walking alone, holding what looked like his shoes. When police brought Aiden in for questioning, he denied any involvement at first, giving inconsistent stories. But as investigators pressed, his story started to fall apart. Soon they searched his home, where they found clothes matching what he was seen wearing in the surveillance footage, and they were covered in blood. Further testing confirmed that it was Trystan's blood. Then, in a chilling twist, investigators found disturbing messages on Aiden's phone. He had sent messages to friends bragging that he planned to kill someone and had even taken selfies in the back of the police car, smirking and making mocking comments. It seemed unreal, like something out of a horror movie. But this was no movie. This was real life, and the brutality was all too real. Here is a clip of some of what Aiden shared on Snapchat as it was shown in court.
Fucking cop car. Yep. Trystan. What's up, guys? Trystan, if you fucking walk out the damn...
When you see this in a month,
having fun in a fucking cop car. Yep. Trystan. What's up, guys? Trystan, if you fucking walk out the damn...
When you see this in a month,
Then I'm gonna play the next one.
Cop car, guys. Tripping, dude. It's in a fucking cop car, guys. Tripping, dude.
With the evidence stacked against him, Aiden Fucci was charged with the murder of Trystan Bailey. Despite his age, the severity of the crime meant he was tried as an adult. The prosecution painted a picture of a teenager who had fantasized about killing and finally acted on his twisted impulses. They argued that this wasn't a spur-of-the-moment act. This was premeditated. Aiden had even brought a knife with him that night, showing clear intent. In court, Trystan's family shared the devastating impact of her loss, describing the void left in their lives and the horror of her final moments. The prosecution presented the evidence, those 114 stab wounds, Aiden's messages, and his disturbing behavior. The jury saw a teenager who had chosen violence and destruction without a second thought. And though Aiden pleaded guilty, it did little to soften the sense of horror surrounding the crime. Finally, the court sentenced Aiden Fucci to life in prison, a fitting sentence for a crime that had been nothing short of monstrous. Here is a short clip of the moment the sentence was announced in court.
What is also very troubling is that this crime had no motive. Not a crime of passion. It was not a crime that was committed because he felt rejected by her. It was not done in a fit of uncontrollable anger. There was no reason. There was no purpose. It was done for no other reason than to satisfy this defendant's internal desire to feel what it was like to kill someone. Mr. Fucci, having entered a plea of guilty to the crime of first-degree murder, I adjudicate you guilty of the premeditated first-degree murder of Trystan Bailey. I sentence you to life in prison. Because of your age, you are eligible for review of the sentence in 25 years.
The murder of Trystan Bailey sent shockwaves not only through her community but across the nation. How could such a brutal act come from someone so young? What signs had been missed, and what could have been done to prevent such a tragedy? Trystan's family established the Trystan Bailey Foundation to honor her memory. The foundation focuses on promoting kindness and mental health awareness, hoping that no other family has to suffer the way they have. And while Trystan's legacy now lives on through her family's efforts, the case leaves us with difficult questions. How did Aiden's fantasies of violence go unaddressed? Were there warning signs that others overlooked? This case is a painful reminder of how darkness can sometimes lurk even in the places we think are safest. Trystan Bailey was a young girl with a beautiful future, taken far too soon by someone she might have once considered a friend. And as we look back on this tragic story, it's a stark reminder to stay vigilant, to listen to the words people say, and to take warning signs seriously, because sometimes a dark heart hides just beneath the surface. Thank you for watching. Please share this video if Trystan's story resonated with you, and let's continue to remember her not for the way she was taken, but for the light she brought to everyone who knew her. Subscribe for more deep dives into true crime cases like this one, mysterious stories, and more. Until next time, stay safe, and as always, stay curious.